Hello students, my name is Professor Neha Waghela and I am going to teach you FYBMS subject Principles of Management. So let's start with the unit 1, Nature of Management. So the first concept is Introduction and Definition. So managing people is not an easy job. So for that it requires a good knowledge and the principles and practice of management. Managers should make constant efforts to understand the nature and aspirations, feelings of the people. So, management is the art of getting things done through people. It is to manage, to forecast and to plan, or to organize and to command, and to coordinate and to control your employees. So, next concept is nature and characteristics or features of management. So, management is a continuous process. It gives you a group activity. It involves getting things done through people. It is result oriented. It is dynamic in nature. It adopts professional approach. It is all pervasive because it is situational in nature. It is intangible and multidisciplinary. So, management is used in each and every activity which is done in the organization or each and every company. Next concept is purpose and significance or importance of management. Management is an innovative task. It gives you a corporate image, it leads teamwork, better relations among the employers and employees, motivation, optimum use of resource. Because of that, it reduces in wastages, absenteeism, and labor turnover. It also gives facilitates to growth and expansion as well. So the next concept is management as an art and as a science. So art refers to creative skills and talent which are required to conduct effectively. For the following reasons, it is innovative, individual approach, application and dedication, result-oriented, initiative and intelligence. So each and every human being has its own talent or skills of knowledge and creative minds. So management is a social science because it's not an exact and accurate as it deals with human beings. So the following reasons are because of systematic decision making, output may be vary, the inputs being the same, process of management is universally allowed, and principles of management are universally accepted. Then the next concept is management as a profession. Profession is an occupation carried by a professional people like doctors, lawyers, architects, and etc. So next is features of profession, that is formal education. Each and every person should have a formal education by a recognized institution. It also requires fees. Why? Because the professional normally charge fees to their services rendered to the clients. Then expert knowledge. Professionalism or a profession should be have expert knowledge or specialization skills. Then it requirement of license to perform or practice the knowledge. Then it has independent office to work in an organization also, or it has a what you can say, for an example, a doctor has an independent office to practice the services. Then social responsibility, a professional are socially responsible to their clients and to the society as well. Then specialization, as I said, each and every professional has a specialization in a particular field. Then only you can have a what you can say expertise in that field. Then code of conduct. Code of conduct means the action of the profession are guided by the code of conduct. For example, lawyers or doctors have their each and every different ways to give services to the client. So these are the features of profession. So the next concept is managerial role, which are divided into three types, that is interpersonal roles, informational role and decisional roles. So interpersonal role means figurehead, leader and liaison. Means you are the face of the organization to visit your visitors and clients and the employers you are working with. You should have leadership qualities also. Liaison means you're communicated within the group and your competitors. Informational role means you need to monitor your employees. Disseminator means give information about the organization and the work. Spokesperson means you need to have communication qualities or interactive skills. Decision roles means entrepreneur skills and business qualities. Disturbance handler, whatever the situation may occur, you need to handle it very well. Resource allocator means whatever the resource required in the company, you need to allocate them. Negotiator means bargaining skills should have a manager. Means these are the roles a manager should have. Then next concept is managerial skills. As Professor Robert Blake popularized the concept of managerial skills, there are mainly three types of skills, that is conceptual, human and technical skill. Conceptual means to analyze or to visualize these strategies of the organization to gain profit. Human skills means whatever the roles you have learned in managerial roles, these are the human skills a manager should have. Then technical skills mean technical knowledge or expertise about the new things are coming in the market. Then apart from that, there are 5 more skills can be stated, that is design skills, whatever the design you require in the product or whatever the company is for. Then administrative skill, decision making skill, communication skills and leadership skills. So these are the skills which are required as a manager. So the next concept is levels of management. So you are all aware that there are 3 levels of management, that is top level, middle level and lower level, right? So top level management, it consists of board of directors, CEO and managing directors, right? In middle level management, it consists of all department managers, regional managers, branch managers and so on. In lower level management, it consists of superintendents, supervisors, section officers, foremen, etc. Right? So next we'll move on to the levels of management. Right? What are the functions of levels of management? So that is plans and policies, organizing, selection, direction, motivation, controlling and reporting. Right? तो प्लान्स एंड पॉलिसीज कैसे होने चाहिए आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के, राइट? सो इट डिसीजन टेक्स फ्रॉम टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट, सो इट गिव्स ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टू मिडिल लेवल मैनेजमेंट. सिलेक्शन भी वैसे ही होता है अकॉर्डिंग टू द प्लान्स एंड पॉलिसीज. डायरेक्शंस आपको टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट से आते हैं, तो उस अकॉर्डिंग आपको आगे प्रोसीड करना पड़ता है. मोटिवेशंस ऑल्सो यू हैव टू वर्क अंडर, जो भी आपके एम्प्लॉयज है आपके अंडर काम कर रहे हैं, उनको आपको मोटिवेट करते रहना चाहिए, उनको आपको कंट्रोल में रखना चाहिए कि कौन से प्लान्स यूज करने चाहिए, कौन से गाइडेंस यूज करना चाहिए. यू हैव टू कंट्रोल ओवर दैट. रिपोर्टिंग, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन आपको किसको रिपोर्ट करना है. इफ रिपोर्टिंग कम्स अंडर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल लोअर लेवल मैनेजमेंट रिपोर्ट करता है मिडिल लेवल को, मिडिल लेवल मैनेजमेंट रिपोर्ट करता है टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट को. वैसे ही डायरेक्शन टॉप लेवल टू मिडिल लेवल आते हैं, मिडिल लेवल टू लोअर लेवल आते हैं. सो दिस आर दी वाइस वर्सा प्रोसेस एंड फंक्शंस ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी लेवल्स ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. देन नेक्स्ट कंसेप्ट सिमिलर टू दैट इज फंक्शंस और ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. ऑब्जेक्टिव्स मतलब आपका एम या गोल क्या होना चाहिए, आपको किस तरीके से काम करना चाहिए. सो फर्स्ट इज यू नीड टू प्लान अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, स्टाफिंग, डायरेक्टिंग, कोऑर्डिनेटिंग, रिपोर्टिंग एंड बजटिंग. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप फर्स्ट प्लान करते हो आपका एम क्या होना चाहिए. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट यू नीड टू ऑर्गेनाइज दैट. देन अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट आपको कितना स्टाफ चाहिए, हाउ मेनी ग्रुप पीपल यू नीड टू अचीव दैट गोल. देन you need to do the direction. Once you plan your team member, you will have to give the direction to your team members. Then उनको coordinate करना चाहिए. Once you divide their work, then they will report to you. जो भी plan के according वो काम कर रहे हैं. Then you have to work according to the budget. जो भी plan में आपका budget है उस हिसाब से आपको work करना है. So these are the functions or objectives of management, that is planning, organization, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting and budgeting. So we'll move on to the next new concept, that is scientific management theory, which is founded by Frederick Wilson Taylor. He was the father of scientific management, right? So his principles was you have to develop true science of management, right? Scientific selection of workers, scientific training and development of workers, close cooperation between management and workers, maximum output in place of restricted output, division of work. So आप new developments लाते हो, right? You need to work according to the plans. Division of work means आपको equally काम देने हैं आपके एम्प्लॉयज को, राइट? ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट देना है ताकि आपका ग्रोथ हो सके, राइट? सो दीज आर दी प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ scientific management by Frederick Wilson Tate. So let's move on to the new theory, that is administrative management theory by Henry Fayol. So he was the father of modern management. He gave us 14 principles of management. So let us see what are the 14 principles. First is division of work, then authority and responsibility. So division of work means you have to divide the work according to the plan among your members or employees. Then authority and responsibility. Once you have the authority or power of decisions, you should be responsible for that also. Then discipline. You have to maintain the discipline among your workers in the organization, right? Then unity of command and unity of direction and order. So you have to follow the command, direction and order of your senior authorities, right? Then subordination of individual interests. Whatever the primary interests of your employees, you have to focus on that, right? Then remuneration. Remuneration means whatever the position you are working in the company, you should have a fair remuneration or a fair salary of that position according to the market. Then scalar chain. Scalar chain means you have to follow certain chain, that is if top level management is following middle level is following to lower level, or vice versa. That is called a chain. Then equity. Each and every member should treated as equal member in the organization. Stability of tenure. Stability of tenure means after a certain period of time, each and every employee should get promoted or get permanent in the organization. Then initiative. Initiative means once your manager or a higher level authority encourages you or motivates you, then the employee takes initiative to work and perform well in the organization. Then esprit de corps. Esprit de corps means teamwork, how you work well in your team and perform well. Then, so last topic is contingency approach and bureaucratic theory. So contingency approach is also referred as situational approach. So how this approach works? You have to analyze and understand each situation. You have to deal with each situation or problems in the company, right? So once you have to face a situation or a problem, you have to examine what technique should give a best result for that. So once you select the best possible technique, you have to implement the technique to give a best result. Then after that, implementing the plans, you have to review the performance. तो उस according आपका review कैसे आता है? It gives successful reasons or it gives you losses, right? So this contingency approach gives a better things to examine your problems and situations. Then last is bureaucratic theory. So this is developed by German sociologist named Max Weber. So he says that these theories should be clearly defined, its rules and regulations. Division of work should be there. Formal relation within the employees. And hierarchy should be followed. Hierarchy is similar to scalar chain. Technical competence. Whatever the techniques or new updates are coming in the market, you should be up to date according to that. And decision making. The decision making should be very crisp and in time so that you can achieve your goals. So with this we complete our unit 1 of principles of management. Thank you.